Why are you doing this?
Precisely. It's much too sudden. The children are desperate for you to take them out to play.
That must be the guy Ayaka told us about. Let's go over and see.
You must also be here to... Teijima has protected this place ever since he arrived here, keeping out the treasure hoarders, fending off any monsters that draw near, resolving quarrels between the villagers. But now, all of a sudden, he says we will gladly apologize if that's the case. All we want is for him to stay.
If you want my opinion, it's clear that Teijima had done nothing wrong, and still they confiscated his vision. I can't claim to fully understand it, but I could tell that he'd lost something very important to him. Truth be told, we aren't sure whether trying to keep him here is the right thing to do. But equally, it doesn't feel right to let him...
Seems like he's a well-respected... You must be Teijima. So what's...
Me? It's not a question of why I want to leave, but a question of what true. And what made me want to come here 30 years ago? And why have I never wanted to leave and all that? I don't have answers to those questions because I can't remember anymore. In the past, I knew I wanted to stay here. But whatever resolve I had then, it's gone now. So
Okay. Well, in that case... But if you can't remember any... Oh! Maybe if you just try a little harder to
Oh, that reminds me. Last time I brought Tejima's...
I keep a diary?
Oh, yes, you do. And what's more, I remember you saying at the time...
Perfect! So if we want to keep Teijima from leaving, we just need to find...
If you don't mind, we will leave you to find the diary. We should head back to the village.
This looks like Teijima. Let's see what we... Today, the villagers and I got together to cook dry braised salted fish. I messed up and burned mine a little. So today, I helped rescue a kid who had fallen in the water. After I pulled him out, he told me that his best friend Bamboo was still in the water. I went kite flying today. The string broke, so I chased after it as fast as I could. I soon realized I was never going to get it back. Huh? I went to pray at the shrine again today and stayed there a while. The Omamori you gave me has faded a little, but now that's the kind of info we're looking... So this is the... interesting. Look, but anyway, if he had this with him all the time... The soil looks like it's been disturbed. Maybe Teijima must be something pretty amazing if it made him stick around for It looks like a letter. The paper... Konda Village. sounds so familiar. Where is that place again? Huh. So the reason but he's been here for 30 years! Oh, well, let's go give Tejima his stuff.
Well, I'll be. That's certainly my handwriting. But over the years, I must have made a note of anything interesting. Anything that I could share with her when we were finally reunited. And just look at all the things that did happen over the years. How could I have forgotten something so important to me? Love, regret, everything I felt for her. It's all... no. After all, I've forgotten who she was. Her face, her voice, the things we experienced together. It's as if she'd never been in my life to begin with. As if all these years... I think... maybe not. If this is something... Although... what if she were to turn up eventually, only to find I didn't remember? When I think about it like that, how curious. Why am I thinking like this when I don't even remember who she is? It's just like that feeling of... Thank you both for helping me reconnect with my reason for staying here. I shall remain here.
Tejima seems to be dealing... okay, but still... seems it's just like that certainly explains the state. At least we were able to... well... according to Miss Kamisato, the second one who lost their vision is a samurai from the Tenryou Commission.
Yeah! Skyward! Scatter!
They say the Tenryou Commission is directly controlled by the Shogun. They're the ones responsible for maintaining law and order in Inazuma. But why would they take action against one of their own? Paimon doesn't get it. Huh? There seems to be some commotion over there. Let's go see what's happening.
I'll ask one more time. Do you intend to withhold this month's emergency
The entire clan is counting on that food! We demand an explanation!
How many times do I have to say it? I don't know anything about emergency provisions.
You dare deceive us? Those provisions are essential. Do you understand? Not some...
You samurai think you can just do whatever you please? The Tenryou Commission will hear of this!
Oh, huh? And who are you? One of Kurosawa's gang, no doubt.
What? We heard the commotion and came to...
I see. You seem to have come just at the right time. Perhaps you... This is Kurosawa. He's a samurai and a member of the Shogun's army. They issue emergency provisions to the area, and he's the one responsible for distribution. In the past, we'd simply ask him for provisions and everything would be delivered. Now, he suddenly refuses to give us it. He's keeping the provisions for himself. I just know it. We'll starve without them.
No one seems to care about us. We used to think Kurosawa was a kind man, but he's shown his true colors. He's the same as all the... It's no wonder all the visions have been confiscated. The Raiden Shogun doesn't need people like him helping her rule the
This must be one of the people Ayaka asked us to help. But why would she ever want us to help Maybe we should talk to Kurosawa.
I've never even heard of these emergency provisions. I don't know whether it's rumors or whether they're trying to blackmail me. But either way, it's ridiculous. If I was hoarding supplies, would I still be the poor man I am today? My own family can barely get by as it is. No, if you'll excuse me, I've got other matters to attend to. And that's the first bit of truth I've heard all day. The Shogun's army told me that I was unworthy of my vision. And they said I was slacking off in my work. Apparently, I'd even disappointed.
Well, that's strange. You were helping enforce the vision hunt decree.
To be perfectly honest, I don't seem to remember that. All I know is that I would perform certain things every month. And it's not just that. I have this unsettling feeling.
Does it have to do with the missing emergency provision?
I didn't take any. Like I said, if I was taking them for myself, I wouldn't be going through such hard times, right? To top it all off, my house was just raided by treasure hoarders. Which is why I came here in the first place. I was chasing after them. If you don't believe me, go find the treasure hoarders yourself.
Huh. He seems to be telling the truth, but we better confirm. Let's go round up. We should be able to follow their tracks.
We really outdid ourselves this time. All those samurai houses packed with goods. We really hit the...
You haven't seen anything yet. There'll be a lot more where this came from. Today's just the beginning. I'll be leading you all on an epic journey of pillage and plunder that will go down in hoarder history.
You demand, but...
These seem like the treasure hoarders we're after.
Picked the wrong test subject.
Oh, there goes all the Mora. We worked hard to steal that, you know? Come on, boss. Think of...
Not bad, kid. You ever think of joining the treasure hoarders? We could use someone like you. Kurosawa. So he's the one who sent you after us, huh? Just our luck. I knew he shouldn't have hit that place.
So what did you see inside? Was it...
Food supplies. You kidding? That place was a complete mess. All we found was a strange-looking box. I didn't want anyone else to see it, so I was planning on opening it myself once we got back. But now that you've caught us, how about we make a deal? That...
You've got a deal. Now show us what's in the box.
Huh?
What the...
There's nothing in here but IOUs!
Yeah. Oh, and they all seem to be made out to the owner of a general goods store. A Miss Aoi. We better talk to this Miss Aoi and get to the... As for you guys, you're free to go. Just pray that our...
So, we redeemed ourselves for some IOUs.
Shut it. Let's just get...
Yeah! Skyward! Scatter!
Welcome to... Or perhaps there's something you want... Ah, so you're friends of Kurosawa, I take it?
Whoa! Let's not get ahead of ourselves. How did Kurosawa end up owing you so much money?
Let me think. Kurosawa would come regularly to purchase large quantities of foodstuffs. However, the price of provisions began to skyrocket recently, and his salary was no longer enough to cover the cost. So, he started writing out IOU.
So that's how he was getting those But why did he have to purchase a usual amount? If the prices increased, couldn't...
Well, if you think about it, the citizens receiving the emergency provisions must have been carefully calculating how much. Kurosawa thought that it would be quite the disappointment for them if they found they didn't have enough, especially after such long, and so he deemed it necessary to take on the debt rather than...
Wow. Kurosawa was purchasing all, and no one ever appreciated what he did.
People's attitudes will always reflect their circumstances. In the face of if you ask me,
Had Kurosawa told everyone the truth about the supplies from... Of course, I'm sure there would still have been some unrest. What he was doing was truly a thing. As for why he chose to spend his own money on emergency provisions and never tell anyone, I'm still not... If you're still curious, why don't you go ask him yourself? I see. That most unfortunate. If he doesn't clear the debt on his name, he'll have no choice but to sell that...
Sword?
Oh, didn't he tell you? I've asked him about its origins. He told me that it was a gift from his father. In hindsight, I regret that I never made an offer on it. Why don't you ask him about the sword yourself? Perhaps it'll even provide you with... Oh, but before you go...
But we did...
Information is also a kind of commodity. Don't worry. I won't charge much for information about Kurosawa. Nothing we ever discussed was explicitly confidential anyway. Oh...
At least we now know where the emergency provisions were coming from. Let's go talk to...
I presented them with a choice. Either they let... It turned out to be a real time saver, actually. Did you manage to track down the treasure hoarder?
That just about sums it up. It turns out that you really were distributing emergency provisions.
Strange. Is that... I don't really have any such recollection. Even after all you've... Why was I purchasing emergency provisions for everyone? And why would I put myself in... But I could not deny that when I brandished my sword to scare those two away, I could sense that my body was somehow... This sword, I remember once when I was young. I wanted to sneak out with the blade and show it off to the kids next door. What did he say? It would seem that I forgot many important things when my vision was taken from me. All I can remember now is my father telling me that this blade bore his life's creed. And said to...
Hey! If you look carefully, there seems to be... Can you recognize the words?
Virtue? Somehow those two words seem to explain taking on seemingly endless debts to make others happy. But what use are virtue and justice? I purchased the Tenryo Commission seized my vision. And the very people I was so desperately trying to help. And the irony of all of it is, I somehow still felt I'm incapable of being a good person.
Yet another troubled soul. When we get the chance, let's speak to Toma about... In any case, we must never let him sell off... Yeah, seems like... Fortunately for us, let's go find the next poor soul.
Yeah! Skyward! Scatter!
The third person who had their vision taken is supposed to be a famous sword master around these parts. Paimon heard that this is his dojo. Luckily, there's some people...
Nanako, don't worry. Those thugs that challenged the dojo were strong, but he fought them all off in the end.
Maybe, but things have gotten dangerous before and...
It's just because he's been possessed, that's all.
Hey there!
Who are you? I don't care whether you're trespassers or just here to harass. Don't make me draw my blade, or you won't live to regret.
No! You got it so wrong. We just came here to...
Disciples?
Yep. We've heard all about the mighty master of Meikyo Shisui art. It's the whole reason we came, but then we got here and overheard you talk.
From the way you're dressed, it does... Please, accept my apologies. We've had so many people trying to cause us... You haven't arrived at the best of times, I'm afraid. Sensei got possessed recently, and he's still recovering. He's not able to take on any new disciples for the time. I see you are earnest in your pursuit. Okay, how about this? My fellow disciple Nanako and I will explain Sensei's situation. Sensei's name is Domon, a name I'm sure you've already heard. Though self-taught, he mastered the art of the sword to a high level. He then proceeded to defeat many other prominent sword masters. He once said that his goal was to become the best sword master in the world. And so, even while training us, he continued to hone his own art. His fervor truly inspired us. But then...
Not long ago, Sensei had his vision taken away. He says the strangest things over and over. Junya and I have discussed it, and we both think that he's being possessed by an evil spirit. But if I'm honest, I still have my doubt.
The Grand Narukami.
You haven't heard of it? It's the largest shrine on Narukami Island. The head shrine maiden is reputed to have very close ties with the almighty Shogun herself. Not that we'd have any means of involving the head shrine maiden, of course. But even one of the ordinary shrine maidens from the Grand Narukami Shrine would have clear power and authority to perform an exorcism. So don't worry, Nanako. Sensei is going to be... The exorcism will take place this evening. You're both more than welcome.
So, losing your vision can cause possession?
Shh. So you decided to come. It's a good thing you didn't arrive just now, when Nanako was attending to him. When she asked him who the people were, he suddenly looked... It looked like he was in great distress. He was covering his ears and looking frantically around him with bloodshot. All the while he kept calling those names. Some of them we knew. Others we didn't recognize. But one of them was Anzai. He used to be a fellow disciple of Sensei's. His senior, in fact. But Sensei defeated... Sensei wouldn't stop calling his name. Thankfully, the shrine maidens managed to... The ritual has now begun. All we can do is patiently await the result. Please, excuse me for a moment while I fetch some water. If he wakes up, he is sure to be thirsty.
Huh? Who's that sneaking around? We won't let them get away with it! Come on! Seems they aren't here. Should we keep going further up? Is this definitely the right place? Let's look a little further up.
Scatter! Skyward!
Aha! Suspicious...
How? Are you sure you're Domon? Unless... I guess it's been a few years.
Excuse me? We're the ones... And what are you doing sneaking around these...
Bad news? I'll have you know I trained side by side with Domon. I don't care to talk about that time anymore. But if you must know...
His senior? What?
Anzai? Yes, because I don't wish to see Domon or anyone else associated with him. When we were young, we trained under the same sword master. Studying Meikyo, I had begun training 5 years before. Practitioners of Meikyo Shisui art seek to achieve stillness of mind, freedom from all agitation. But Domon was different. The first thing he did when he joined was go straight to our sensei and ask him, Sensei scolded him and told him that the art of the sword should not be used for such vain ends. Sensei said that coveting the title of the best sword master barely days into his training, showed that he had a fickle... I thought so too at the time. But Domon began making swift progress in his Only then did I realize that it was Domon who had long since freed his mind from all... He was consumed by his singular desire to become the best in the world. He sought nothing less than perfection in the art of the sword. And...
Sure sounds like he meant business.
Because until he arrived, I was convinced that I would succeed our sensei as of all the disciples, I was the most gifted. I had trained the Domon's arrival changed everything. When we sparred, I lost not just the match, but my pride and my status. Later, I heard that he sparred with Sensei too. Sensei was advanced in years by then. After that, I wanted nothing further to do with him. Deep down, though, I still respected his master. So, I decided to quietly come and see if it were true. Then, to my complete astonishment, so you see, I came here not to cause him any harm. Okay, you've heard my story.
Seems like we got it wrong. Still,